In this video today, I'll share with you 9 steps that you can take to help remove you off the tools as a tradesperson and ideally become a real professional of your trade. Now, it's not easy, but the steps are fairly simple. And I guess the biggest challenge that most of you will face, and most of the clients that we work with face, is dealing with the emotions of actually letting go of contributing to your business by what you do. And many tradespeople really generate a lot of, great feelings and self-worth by doing a good day's hard work. And usually that's on the tools. You see a challenge at the start, you've fixed it at the end, you feel good, you get paid for it, and the value exchange is there. Moving forward, that challenge is more about how do you develop self-worth or the worth you bring to your business by who you're being and how you spend your time effectively rather than what you actually do. So that's usually the biggest obstacle that clients will face. And that's more an emotional challenge, not a tactical challenge. As we said in the very first video of this series, the biggest challenges are not implementing, it's the emotions around implementing the key challenges and the key aspects of your business. So let's have a look at getting off the tools. The first question I have for you is why? Why do you want to get off the tools? Have you ever thought about that, or is that just something that you think you should do because isn't that what all successful business owners do? Well, the reality is no. Successful business owners know where they add the best value to their business, and it's usually a combination of what they love to do, where they bring the best value, and their skills and abilities can give the best return for their time and energy as well. So if all you have been doing is working on the tools, to get off the tools, you will have to develop some other key skill sets to add value to the business so you can gradually wean yourself off. Some of our clients find that they really love being on the tools, but want to do it when they choose to, not because they have to. So coming back to that question is, why do you want to get off the tools? And being able to answer that correctly and passionately is going to be the long-term key to getting off, the roller coaster ride or the treadmill of being the person who has to be there to get the job done. So the first key to getting off the tools is to continue to work on the 6 inches between your ears, and that's your mindset. And this is not just a let's work on it today and then forget it for the rest of your life. It's working on it every day for the rest of your life. You have to understand that the asset in your body is between your ears, and that if you use your thoughts and get your mindset in the best place possible, you can accomplish virtually anything that you put your mind to. You have to understand that everything that you see in this world, physical, particularly the things that are involved in our day-to-day lives, and the lifestyles of the people that you admire and are inspired by, have all been created by people that are no smarter than you or I. They've just had a different thought process, and through that thought process, they've been able to implement the key steps to achieve and accomplish those goals and dreams and aspirations. So understanding, how do I keep my mindset in the right place to be able to get off the tools? Well, there's 2 key ingredients. Number 1, never stop learning. Look at what you can be doing every single day to become better at who you are, not just what you do, but who you are as a person. Can you become a better leader, a better business owner, a better parent, a better spouse or partner, a better member of your community? Learn about your health, learn about wealth, learn about whatever gets you excited in life. Keep putting great things in, keep the negative stuff out. Now, I'm not telling you how to live your life, but what I really generally see out there is not a lot of the things that get automatically put into our life, in our headspace, is great for us. I'm talking about news, I'm talking about newspapers, I'm talking about general conversation and the status quo. So you have to challenge yourself to keep the bad stuff out, keep the good stuff coming in. Secondly, you want to ensure that you hang out with people who are on the same journey or are inspiring you to become better than who you are right now. Now, that word better than who you are right now is obviously subjective. But what I mean by that is hang out, be the small fish in the big pond. Have a look at the people who are going to challenge you to grow, become better in all sorts of aspects of your life. One of the reasons why we've put PROTRADE united together is to create that environment where you can hang out with like-minded people who are on the same journey, who are going to challenge you and support you on that journey as well. And it was Jim Rohn that said once, you can tell your future by the books you read, or that's the information that you put in there, and the people you associate with. So guard your mind, keep it focused on the goals you want to achieve, and if you do that every day, you'll be one step closer to getting off the tools. The second step is what we call the who. Who do you need in your life right now to support you on that journey to getting off the tools? Now, part of that is your team, and we'll talk about that in the next step. But your who is really the quality, the small number of quality people you need in your life to move you on that journey. You obviously need the support of your family and your spouse or your partner. That is important in this journey because, they need to understand there's going to be some challenges with getting off the tools, but ultimately it should give you a business or a vehicle that provides you with greater freedom down the track. It's great to have a good accountant around you, someone to help you with your numbers, particularly having a good mentor or a coach, and last but not least, quality people who are in the same trade space as yourself, who have helped themselves get off the tools and who inspire you to do the same as well. Surrounding yourself with quality people, and that who is going to be the key for the next step of the process. Next, it is your team. If you're going to replace yourself in the business, step off the tools, you will need equally qualified or skilled people to replace you. It may mean that you hire those skills in, but what I've really seen is the best long-term employees with a skill set that you desire can be groomed up from within. So what I'd like to have you start thinking about is long-term, in the next 6 to 12 months or 2 years, who do you need on your team right now to train and develop up to replace you from what you've been doing on the tools in the future? It's not easy, but it's simple. You have to start thinking long-term, not just short-term. You have to start thinking about the people that you want around you. You have to start thinking about the values and the behaviors that you would love in your team moving forward. That's going to be the key to get great people around you. So that's the third step. Have a great quality team. Now, the fourth step is with that great quality team that you've attracted is to continually provide training and development. If you want a team of A-graders and an A-class business, you need to give them A-class skills and an A-class environment. So part of that is training and developing them in all aspects of the business. You might have certain people who have been responsible for being on the tools only, but if you're going to step off, you need to have them understand more aspects of what the business is all about. You may need to share some of the key numbers with your key people to help them understand the benefits of finishing jobs on time and on budgets, where gross profit and net profit are made and also lost within the business. There's some technical skills associated with running a business. I'm also going to recommend that you provide some training developed in softer skills for your team. This could be leadership, team development, communication, customer service, time management, productivity, possibly wealth creation, things that are going to add value to their life outside of just their immediate role. If people see that you're an employer that provides development and training for people to have a quality life, that's going to be one of the key aspects to attracting quality people in the future. The number one reported benefit of being a quality employer to the employees was employer-funded team development and training. What are you doing to grow and develop your team? You've spent a lot of time hiring and bringing on these people. Let's keep them smart, keep them up to skilled, because when you're not in the business, you need great people who are in the business to handle the challenges that you've had up to date. Grow and develop your team with a development and training program. The fifth step to getting off the tools is to have quality systems and procedures in place. A lot of the IP, or they call intellectual property for your business, is not in your people, but it's right here, right now. How are your team going to succeed if the IP of how your business is run is constantly in here? For many business owners who are stuck on the tools or in the business, it's because they haven't had a process to download and structure that information then on how they run their business in a proper format. One of our development programs at PROTRADE United specifically helps business owners download that information into a structured, documented procedures or operations manual. And that covers checklists, policies, procedures, anything to do with running the business. And that means really creating a recipe for a successful business. A recipe provides a consistent, repeatable, and predictable outcome. So over time, I'm going to challenge you to start documenting a lot of the key things that are tied up in your head and that your business relies on you specifically for, and then start educating and training other people on that information. The smarter your people are, the more they know about how to run the business the way you want to run it, the easier it is going to be for you to step off the tools. Number 6. Obviously, for peace of mind, you're going to need consistency in your revenue and cash flow. To be able to step off the tools consistently, it's about ensuring that the pipeline is full, not just of the work and the jobs you have in progress, but also that the work you have booked into advance. So part of that is having a good flow of quality leads, like we've talked about in one of our earlier videos, converting that effectively and ensuring that those jobs are also profitable and the cash flow is there. If you're going to step off the tools but still remain in the business and draw a salary, it's important that you then look at ways that you're going to add value to the business, just as someone else would if you were going to have them do what you do. Now, whether that's your being a project manager, whether you're in an estimating or a quoting role, maybe in business development, but having your role involved is so critical to the outcome, and having the cash flow to support that as well. Many business owners get trapped staying on the tools and trying to do everything else around that because the cash flow and the profitability in the work is not there. So get into creating the structures to give you that consistent workflow, consistent profitability, and most importantly, consistent cash flow. Next, to get off the tools, you're going to need a game plan. What I mean by that is a game plan not just to get off the tools tomorrow, but what's the process to gradually reduce the time you're spending on the tools to be able to spend more time working on the business. You may have an overall strategy, which is the game plan. The tactics is about what you do on a day-to-day basis to make that happen. But without a plan and possibly a destination or a description of what that ideal outcome looks like, how do you know whether you're on track or off track? I recommend that if you do want to take time and get off the tools, that you make it not just a short-term game plan, but you start planning this 6 to 12 months, maybe 18 months out from when it eventually happens. That way it gives you plenty of time to implement the key changes that we've talked about already and put them into place. Have some time frames, rough time frames around it. Don't be too attached to how it shows up. But if you set the intention and you set the outcome to be a business that can run without you having to be there day to day, you'd be amazed at what shows up. But have the intention, then work backwards from that and have a look at all the steps that you need to put into place to relieve yourself of, I guess, the onersome part of being in the business every single day. And that's an area we'd love to help you with. The last two are fairly straightforward. With the game plan we talked about in the previous step, it's implementing and having someone hold you accountable to the implementation of those steps. Who is the person that holds you as the business owner accountable to the actions that you say you're going to take? If you don't have someone to help you be accountable, very likely is that you get drawn back into the whirlwind of being on the tools on a day-to-day basis. And one of the benefits of having a coach and working with us at PROTRADE United is having someone help you craft that game plan to step off the tools. Have a look at the key steps that you need to take and have you implement them in the right order and at the right pace. And then someone having you say, I want you to go and do A, B, and C, and then come back next month and show me the outcome of that as well. So the next step is ensuring that you implement effectively and ideally with some accountability around the game plan so that the key actions are being taken. It's not necessarily easy, it's definitely simple, but what helps you get through these tough little challenges to extract yourself from the whirlwind is that accountability. And last but by no means least, you need to plan and prepare for the challenges that are going to be associated with extracting yourself from the tools. It's not a matter of if, it's going to be a matter of when. And possibly how you could make this a little easier is have some practice sessions. And I'll give you an example. An ideal practice session for being off the tools is taking yourself and your family away for a week, if not 2 weeks. Now you have to prepare yourself that when you come back, there will be some challenges and some roadblocks. If you've planned well in advance, they won't be as many as if you didn't. But if you come back, see where those breakdowns have been, put some processes, systems, procedures in place to fix it. Then ideally, when you go away next time, there won't be so many. So you can go away for a week, then maybe 2 weeks, then possibly 3 weeks, then maybe 4 weeks would be an ultimate goal. And for some of our clients, it's what they'd love to be able to do. So when they start working with us, we look at what those goals could be. Possibly one of those goals could be for you is to take your family away for a month, knowing that the business can run independent of you. Wouldn't that be a great way to have that unhurried life? It's definitely achievable, and I know that because many of our clients have worked with us to get to that stage. But have some practice sessions. Prepare and plan for those challenges that will come. And again, that is a mindset thing. Don't be frustrated. Don't be upset. Know that that's all part of the process of having a great business that works with you and works for you as well. And that brings us really back full circle to our point number 1, which is having the right mindset and dealing with those challenges that come up. All obstacles are an opportunity if you see them that way. They can either be a pain in the backside or they can be a real opportunity to learn and grow. And I always say you're always winning or you're learning. So the last step to taking yourself off the tools is prepare for those challenges and then go again back to step 1 and start with mindset again. So there we have it, 9 simple steps to getting yourself off the tools. Not necessarily easy, but simple, and that's what it's all about. How did you go? I trust you got great value from that short video and some principles that you can implement into your business as quickly as possible. If you'd like to get truly clear about what's possible for your business in the next 12 months and beyond, we invite you to book in for a complimentary strategy session with one of our team. We'll sit down with you, run through a special tool that we utilize to help identify the top 3 areas that you can focus on in the next 12 months to produce the results that you know you're truly capable of. We believe clarity precedes mastery, and in this strategy session will give you that clarity around where to move forward in your business. If this sounds like something that you're up for, fill in your details below and one of the team will be in touch as soon as possible.